Welcome to Memento Argentum, where remembering the silver screen is a requirement, not a request. I will be your host, E. Lin, and allow me to tell you a strange tale. A man arrives in Korea, a captain of the United States Army. He is joined by another captain, and they drive to a mobile Army surgical hospital. Working hard to do their job, they're joined by two more surgeons, and the insanity begins. Cue hijinks, madness, all ending with a football game facing off against the naval football team. There's a reason I was rather brief with this story this time around. Alright, so here it goes. MASH was released in 1970 and stars Donald Sutherland as Captain Hawkeye Pierce, Elliott Gould as Captain John Trapper McIntyre, Tom Skerritt as Captain Duke Forrest, Sally Kellerman as Major Margaret O'Houlihan, Robert Duvall as Major Frank Burns, Roger Bowen as Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake, Gary Berghoff as Corporal Radar O'Reilly, and Rene Auberjonois as Father John Mulcahy. First off, I would like to say that the only reason I'm doing this film at this moment in time is because of the last name on that list. A couple months ago, we lost a very brilliant man. I felt like I should honor him in some way, but I couldn't do what I really wanted to do because Deep Space Nine started after 1989, and I'm standing firm on my cutoff date of 1989. I couldn't do one of his voice acting credits either because I'm trying to keep with live action currently. So MASH was the only one I knew of right off the top of my head that he had performed in. So this is in honor of Rene Auberjonois. The movie's rated R, and I do wish I had a better film to review in honor of this man, because the film's very cruel. In the TV series, Hawk and Trapper, in particular, and then BJ after, get into shenanigans pretty quickly, and they're quite fun shenanigans. Like, you can laugh at them. But in the show, compared to the movie, the show's shenanigans look like child's play. The movie is cruel to so many characters. And oh yeah, this is my box set. It has all seasons and the movie, and a couple of special features, which is nice. But my biggest issue with the film, like I've seen it a couple of times now. My biggest issue with the film is it just comes off mean-spirited. It doesn't have that. I mean, don't get me wrong, Hawk and Trapper and even BJ all kind of had this undertone of, I'm going to see how far I can push this. But that's not the same as what they do in the movie. In the movie, the pranks that they pull get into questionable areas of consent, let alone other areas. I mean, for example, there's sexual harassment, sexual assault. There's a ton of misogyny. Don't even, like, that's another. Unfortunately, this film has not aged well because there is literally technically a rape scene. Now, the one thing about MASH is, and also demonetized, even if I ever get monetized, this is never getting monetized. But MASH at least does their rape scene where a man is getting raped. But it's portrayed as a good thing because he needed to get laid. Like, it's not a good vibe to it. It doesn't look good now. It's very aged. It's very of the period, and a lot of the humor comes off the way a lot of films in the predominantly one gender comedy films come off. And I'm going to word it like that because usually that sort of sense of humor only comes up when the entire main cast is one gender in a comedy. Like the misogynistic films, the feminist films that are actually man-hater films, like those ones that were really common in the 90s into early 2000s, they don't look very good when you look at them through the eye of, um, do you have to hate them that much? Like, there are good guys out there, you're just looking in the wrong area. Or there are good women out there, you're just treating them like crap or looking in the wrong area too. Like, it happens. Um, but yeah, the film came off as mean spirited and cruel. And I will admit, I've seen this a couple of times. I believe I've said that already in this review, but the first time I watched it, I was blown away with some of the things that they had done in the film because I know that it was a groundbreaking film for certain genres, for certain techniques. After all, this film kind of, I believe it's one of the originators of mumblecore, and that sort of everyone talking at once, and it's hard to delineate between who is actually supposed to be talking, and you just kind of have to parse it out or watch it multiple times in order to understand what's going on. Like, it originated some of those things. There are some amazing actors that were introduced because of this film, but if you watch it in the wrong frame of mind, like I apparently did for this last time, you're gonna hate it, or at least strongly dislike it, because ooh, it doesn't come off nice. It comes off like it wants you to hate it. Um, the main reason that the synopsis is so short is because of the things that happen in this film are like vignettes. They're taken out of context and out of time. The only reason we know it happened in that order is that the film shows them to us in that order. Most of them don't actually need to be seen all together like that. There are a couple that need to be seen before one incident, but that's it. That's it. In a way, it comes off almost as episodic, which I don't know if that was intentional or not, but kind of makes the TV show make more sense. Also, I did start reading the book that it was based off of. I did, but it felt a little too close to the movie, and I could not make it through. The theme song, and I guess I can share a funny story about this. Theme song is Suicide is Painless, written by Johnny Mandel and Michael Altman. My parents got a different DVD set. It looks like the medical clipboards from MASH. It's got the army green and everything. Probably the edition right before this one. And that I'm aware of, my mom hadn't seen the movie prior to them getting the box set. So, and Dad either hadn't seen it or it had been a very long time since he had seen it. So we decided to watch it. And the second that line came up, suicide is painless, it brings on many changes. My mom's attention snapped immediately to the screen because she was doing something with her hands like she always does. And she just stared because my mom is a proponent of suicide prevention. She is one of the people who is trying to get as many people mental health as possible. Like, she wants people to get better mental health. She wants to see a zero for number of suicides per year. She really is trying her best. And so I understand why she reacted so strongly to it, even though it was really funny to me. I too wish that number was zero. I wish suicide did not exist. I wish people were in a better place and didn't feel like that was their only way to turn. But the song fits the movie perfectly. And it actually is played in the film by a character for one of the few scenes that I enjoyed, like truly enjoyed. There was something about that scene that I enjoyed. I don't know if it's because I got used to the movie or if it's because I genuinely enjoyed it. It's entirely possible. But I'm also very glad that they removed the lyrics for the TV show and just played the music, because the lyrics in that song do not fit the TV show. They fit the movie because of the way that the movie acts. They do not fit the TV show at all. The actors, they all did a fantastic job. The chemistry was on point. Donald Sutherland, Tom Skerritt, Elliott Gould all did great jobs with their characters. If given the choice, I probably would watch something else that they have been in rather than this movie. I don't think that I'd voluntarily watch this movie over, for example, Alien to see Tom Skerritt, or Silent Partner if I wanted to see Elliott Gould, or Invasion of the Body Snatchers if I wanted to see Donald Sutherland. Rene Auberjonois played his character fantastically. I really enjoyed his take on Father Mulcahy, and honestly, I have a feeling that the actor from the TV show, I cannot think of his name, apologies, but I really feel like that actor saw what Auberjonois did and went, I can do that for the TV show, I'm gonna do that for the TV show. And it has this naivete to it where he comes off as he really cares. He's just not sure what's going on. And so it's a very cute role, and I am glad that I got to review a film where Auberjonois was doing a good job. He did do a good job. In fact, all of the actors did. The director, I've heard a few things about him that indicate he did okay with this film. He broke some rules. He broke some interesting things. He really created basically a new genre of film. Wasn't a good man. The screenwriter I feel so bad for, because apparently when he received a reward or an award for this film, he wasn't even sure he should accept, because he didn't feel like it was his film anymore, because apparently a lot of the lines had been changed by the actors who felt that they could make it better by improving. And I feel really bad for the screenwriter. Now, I don't think that this is a very great movie. I don't regret seeing it. I don't regret seeing any film in recent memory, honestly. I find anything that I can watch pretty fascinating, and I can usually find something to like about it. Like this film, I acknowledge the fact that it broke a lot of ground. It has some great acting by some actors that I truly have enjoyed in other roles, and it brought about an amazing TV show. I don't want to do this show as a request anytime soon because of how huge this show is. It will take me forever to get through. If enough people request it, though, I probably will. But it has to be a lot of people. So that's a promise. In other news, you can request for other reviews. I have a lineup going. I'm finally back to doing reviews. Apologies for me missing. I got sick. There was an injury. Holidays, terrible, like all bad planning. But in any case, join me next time for Man in the Gray Flannel Suit. And until next time, adieu.